Hello people, how are you doing? Having a wonderful day. I've been on a bit of a journey today. I want to talk more about this abundance thing which I mentioned yesterday, about the signs and signals that I'm getting from the field through my own consciousness, is around abundance on a big scale, and how it might be difficult for people to relate to this at the moment, given the outside world events and the things that are being sold to us and the level of fear that exists. So there's a real extreme in polarity, because I'm not obviously in that vibration at all. I'm on the other end, and I can feel and see and experience wonderful things coming, and I'm living abundantly at the moment, and it's not got much to do with money. I've got enough money to keep going, but it's not like I've got loads in the bank. But that sets me free, and I spend a lot of time visualising, holding visions, and maintaining a high vibration, doing the things that I love, working from the heart, whilst also from time to time, especially with these shifts, experiencing deep pain, from the collective, experiencing depression of some kinds, real lowness. But having been doing my spiritual work for a long time now, I'm understanding that this doesn't just belong to me, but it also exists from previous timelines. There is this sort of like singularity event which is coming, and it can be related to this big million mega wave which I've labelled in this video, and talk in the spiritual community of something huge happening within the next 2 years, a supernatural event which will bring about mega abundance. And having spent some time doing some meditation today and going on a journey, really got into this in a really big way, and it sort of ties in with this meme at the moment. It's not even a meme, it's a suggestion for a universal basic income, something that everybody will get. Now, if you do your research on finance and the way they create money and hidden wealth, it wouldn't be a problem to have a complete universal basic income where everyone gets more than enough to survive, and then they get to choose how they spend their time and energy, and that those are the only two real resources that exist. Money is a tool at the moment to sort of like enable the flow of trade and commerce, but it actually provides resistance because of greed, and because of the way that society is constructed to basically suck people's labour and also fear and misery away into another dimension. More on that later. But anyway, I want to sort of like bring this thing that I'm trying to get across to you in a really simple way, in as simple way as possible for you to understand in 3D reality. So I've just watched a film made by Danny Boyle, made in 2004, called Millions. And it's a story about a young lad, a very sensitive lad, and a family that have lost the mother, and he basically he gets a windfall. I won't give them the film away, but he gets a windfall, and what he decides to do with this windfall and how he goes about it really does kind of put things into perspective about what money is really there for, and how it should be used, and how it can be used to create more abundance. Yeah, just a tool. And the key thing in this film is that they've got so much time to spend this money, because there's going to be a big change over to the EU from British pound to EU currency, so it adds another twist to it. So in terms of what I'm saying to you about abundance, if you've got money in the bank, nest egg or whatever for a rainy day, just in case something bad happens to you, or that you just happen to be financially abundant, but you might sort of like not have any real sort of like job satisfaction. You might not be doing what you love, but you're just going through the motions. And yeah, you've got money to spend and what have you, and it makes things easier for you. But but if there was to be, a complete global reset, and it was to come in say 15 months' time, for example, and all that money you'd spent, or all that money you'd saved, had to be spent by this reset period, yeah, what would you do with it? And think about abundance and how you could use it, to help other people, people that you love, not necessarily people from other countries, because charity begins at home. But you could actually, or you could want to donate it to a charity. You could want to donate it to a thing that's especially in your heart. that would enable the ease of suffering of many people other than yourselves, that would enable people to fully integrate this new global shift or this new global reset. And what it means really is about forgiveness. Forgiveness of other people who the system might label as lazy or unfortunate, and also forgiveness of yourself. So, do you really need to continue working this hard? Do you really need to continue to be saving this money? Or do you really need to continue to be living a particular kind of lifestyle because it's just what people do who earn so much? And really question, like if, money wasn't to become, like the central thing, how would you spend your life? What would you spend it doing? And what kind of people might you help? And this is where, the true abundance is, because when we start to access those emotions of forgiveness and compassion and love, more importantly, this is a tremendous energy force. And the more you put into it, the more collectively, the more that can come out. So it can transform this world and your community in an instant. So, just taking a deep breath in now. So, it explains all of this in a really lovely way in the film Millions. And it also includes this little boy who has got these little spiritual contracts with saints and what have you. And, and archangels in a really lovely little comical way that everyone can relate to. And, there is a great deal of help out there for us in terms of guiding us for the forces of light and to do the right thing. And I have that regular contact. I don't have much money to give away. I don't have anything to give away really, but I do give my time away and my energy away to people that I love, and to people also that want it, because we all, people don't cut, the people that want it really. And also, I love the energy of working with some of the younger people, and I work with quite a few younger people who are very creative in Manchester, and I provide them support, empathy and healing, and it's amazing the things that they're doing. And a lot of these young people are attuned anyway to all this stuff. It's sometimes tough with the older folk, because sometimes we're talking about something here that they struggle to understand, because of the blocked emotions and because of the conditioning that exists. And that's why it's also important to sort of forgive those people as well, including your parents and older ones in your family, and send out as much light when you're with them as possible. Sometimes it's difficult because I do pick up pain and block stuff from family members when I'm with them, and I'm sometimes I struggle, I try my best and what have you. But I do transmute energies, other people's energies. That's how strong my field has become. But I do it lovingly, and I want to bring as many people with me as possible, because ultimately they love me and I love them. So it's really about to thine own self be true, and really sort of like strengthening your communities and sharing your wealth. You might not have much money, but what can you do in terms of the little gestures and little social gatherings that you do, and inviting people around or communicating with them? That's another form of abundance. So abundance is time and energy. If you've got money, great. But yeah, I've got a feeling, and the information that I'm getting from the field in terms of numbers is 888, and that's a very powerful number, especially in Eastern, Chinese mythology. But 8 is, is abundance, but it's also the application of great financial resources for the benefit of the whole community and the whole country, and how when people work together in an organised capacity, amazing things can happen. And that is what is coming up, and we're coming into the golden age. So, consider yourself lucky, practice gratitude, and see where the flow takes you. Don't overthink it. See where the flow takes you. Do small acts of random kindness, and you'll find the way. Today, after this bit of a meditation and realisation, the family went out to KFC, who always cock the food up, and I say, don't go there. I don't eat meat anyway. Anyway, they cock the food up, but they'll come home with like 2 meals each because they've recompensated them for the time wasted. So I ended up with two portions of chips. That's the only thing I'd eat, really. And it's just an immediate little sign, a little synchronicity there that, abundance is in action and operation. And I've been doing a lot of visualization work, getting into emotional states through my shamanic journeys, imagining love, gratitude, sharing a big bubble around Manchester. So I'm sending out loving vibrations to my city. I do it regularly with my family members. I do it with my guided visualizations. and it's amazing just how powerful your thoughts and emotions are when used wisely and appropriately. So, guys, do what you've got to do. Live from the heart, stay free, shift happens, choose love, love your loads, in a bizzle.